welcome to Current Report. I'm Emerald Opal, sitting for Brian O'Carey. In a moment, I will talk to the Prime Minister Kevin Rudd on the topic of inflation and interest rates. The federal government is restoring confidence of stressed borrowers in that it is doing all that it can to bring inflation under control, for which the Prime Minister, Kevin Rudd, blames whoever he can, and at the same time is loudly proclaiming government's policy of the independence of the Reserve Bank, which in turn has raised interest rates yet again. Mr. Rudd, you were blaming for years Howard's government for interest rate rises, but now you are in their shoes. You are expected to stop pointing fingers at others and act to keep the interest rates low. What are you doing about it?
I think people in the Australian community are sick and tired of politicians just playing the blame game or buck passing. Our challenge is to make the job of the Reserve Bank as easy as possible. If you accept the independence of the Reserve Bank, which we have done as a matter of policy for a long, long time, and Wayne Swan and his policy announcements as Treasurer since the change of government has reinforced the independence of the Reserve Bank, that's a strategy. We haven't seen one like that for many, many years.
Should you, as a government, influence the Reserve Bank's decision not to increase the interest rates?
You actually got to believe in independent monetary policy, because inflation is the ultimate enemy of working families and businesses. That's why we believe in independence of the Reserve Bank.
But through your policy of keeping the independence of the Reserve Bank, you are punishing working class families and putting pressure on their mortgage payments.
None of us out there want to see working families punished by interest rate decisions. None of us want any mortgage rate pressure in addition to the 500,000 people already under mortgage pressure prior to there being any change in government. My job, though, is to make sure that our budget policy direction is sober, consistent and conservative. That's why we believe in independence of the Reserve Bank. Hard line on monetary policy, not just for the economy at large, not just for businesses, but for working families as well.
So what message from the government will your representative, Ken Henry, give to the Reserve Bank?
Ken Henry's responsibility is to articulate clearly to the Reserve Bank Board the fiscal reality of the Commonwealth. That is why we believe in independence of the Reserve Bank. And therefore, that becomes one ingredient in the overall mix of presumably the independent decision of the bank. So that's why we believe in independence of the Reserve Bank. Therefore, we've always said that we are projecting a budget surplus as our aim for this year, considerably in excess of what our predecessors were projecting only 3 months ago.
On that, Prime Minister, the economy is booming at this moment. Are you going to keep it this way, and how?
Well, in Australia right now, we're faced with a unique set of economic circumstances. We've got, on the one hand, inflationary pressures at home, which have been building the last couple of years, and secondly, we've got uncertainty in the global economy coming out of subprime and other factors in the United States. We'll keep a very close weather eye on what's happening internationally in case we need to adjust. That is what a responsible economic strategy consists of, and that's the conservative approach we'll be taking.
Thank you, Mr. Rudd, for your word, but unfortunately you haven't said anything new since the last election. The viewers might wonder whether the Prime Minister is misguided, has no idea what is going on, or he is a true lover of the Reserve Bank. Whatever you think the bottom line is, in Brendan Nelson's words, Mr. Rudd, stop the blame game. You were elected to be responsible, not complain. Thank you for watching. I'm Emerald Opal, and this is Current Report.